What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Eastside Flat video. I'm Eric G, and we gonna be talking about Orioles versus Yankees, first matchup of the year, probably the biggest season for the Orioles. Man, this was one heck of a series, man. Like I was there on game one through all that. Luckily, I wasn't there at game two, and then got obviously we got the win in game three. So I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts and why I think this could be the turning point for the Orioles moving forward. I mean, this felt like the biggest win all year. You are coming off of getting swept and basically getting your butt handed to you in Detroit. So to come back and take the series from a team that supposedly is so much better than you, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It's a rivalry. It's the momentum that could be the spark needed to get through May and get back on track so that when you're playing games in August, September, that those games are important. So let's just first look at the scores here for the games and show why this was such a crazy series. So the first game was here. Uh, this was a nail biter. I was there for this game, and these two innings were huge. I mean, if you saw my last video, I talked about how this one run really shouldn't have happened, and you know, ended up being the differential. Um, but this was really close, and like I was on my edge of I was on the edge of my seat the whole game. Um, it was terrifying, but a huge win nonetheless. And again, best first best. Judge came up in the top of the ninth, and it was big moment, a lot of tension. Best first best. Bautista versus Judge, huge moment. Orioles ended up on top on that one. Next day, didn't go too well. Um, I don't. Even, I'm gonna talk about it. This is a huge thing of just a guy that is not necessarily that good having to come in on less rest than everybody else and just not being ready. I mean, Kyle Gibson came out and just threw the ball down the middle of the plate. I don't even know how else to describe it. Three home runs, the first three batters. He had like four home runs in the first like 20 pitches, not even 30, like 15 pitches. It was real bad, and it really tested how good the Orioles were gonna be because they served you a plate of whoop ass. I mean, literally, they were like, "Here you go. This was you gonna be eating," and it was bad. Like it was terrible. I was just in shock the entire time. Kyle Gibson was leaving the ball in the middle of the plate, and they weren't missing it. What I will say is I felt like these three runs were huge for the Orioles because it got their confidence back. And I said when it happened, I said, "Hey, it might be 15-3, but we have our confidence back going into the next game." And that's exactly what happened. This last game was crazy. Starts off with us being down 2-0. It's the same start as the game before. Are you kidding me? It was like, man, really? You gonna leave? Seriously? But a huge response was this home run, Jackson Holliday getting on, and then Mountcastle bringing him home with the homer into the splash zone, and then Urias getting the homer to center field to give him the lead, and then Adley and Gunner combining to get in runs. That second inning was huge, like huge, and they respond. Goldschmidt with a huge home run, but then the Orioles finally did what they hadn't been doing. Responded. It was back and forth. Got that run back. Judge singles to left. And again, Bautista versus their guys, and Bautista won. Having Bautista back is huge. Now, this game did get a little chippy, and I want to talk about this a little bit because I think this is something that when I read this article, I'm like, really? They kind of swung it a certain way. Um, uh, and we did bounce back um, in a big way. Uh, but, and, you know, they're talking about the home runs and all of that, but, they're not really talking about this situation. The reason, what really made me mad about this is people are saying that Kjerstad is soft. I'm going to play this for you. I am going to big screen it. I lied. I'm kind of going to analyze this. Why is it so blurry? Terrible quality. So here is the thing. This is not about the landing of the head on Kjerstad. I think a lot of people have this wrong. Everybody's like, well, what was he supposed to do? First off, look at where this throw is. This is a terrible throw by Wells. Bro never had a chance. Never had a chance. And I get you not trying to let that ball move through, but what? What are you doing, Wells? Like, what? Terrible throw. Like, just awful. Awful. And this isn't the part of the play that Kjerstad gets mad at. It's this right here. There's no immediate going for the ball. Like, he just sits there. Like, run it back. I can't run it back. Why does it not let me go back in time? Come on. Come on. It's going to be doing some dumb stuff. Like, you kind of see it as it's loading. Like, he doesn't immediately get up. And that's the problem. Is he pushes him down a little bit with that glove hand. And I know he's trying to um I don't know why this is bugging out right now. But I understand what he's trying to do. Like, I understand you're going up, you're trying to make the play, you're coming down, you got a guy underneath you. You don't need to push off his head. And if this would load, I would have my point made even more, but of course it's gonna be done. Let me refresh here. But the point is, it's not about that. It's about what happens after. And as we see, it's watch that glove hand right there, that pushing off of him. And to me, right here, Kjerstad is just saying, "Why you gotta push off of me, man? You didn't have to do that." In some not nice words said in there, but it seems like he's just saying, "Hey, man, like you didn't have to do that. You didn't need to push off of me like that." It wasn't that he landed on him. I think it was that he got pissed off about him pushing off because context, he got hit in the head last year and got a concussion and he was out for the whole damn year. So when there's context with it, you pushed off of him. And I think I got to give Mateo credit here. Watch how quickly he comes running out. He's talking to him. He said, you didn't have to push off me. I think that's what he said. That John Boy, let me know because I need a John Boy liberty. Opie laughing, trying to calm down the situation. Mateo immediately went out there and separated. Like, this doesn't need to be anything. And then obviously everybody does it's baseball. Everybody got to do the dramatic thing. But I think that little scuffle and Mateo running out actually might have helped the Orioles. I'm not gonna lie to you. They needed something to gather around. They needed a big thing. And the Orioles had a meeting beforehand on the win on the first game saying, "Hey, this is the Yankees, but we family. We're gonna back each other up." And I think they really did it. They really came out in this whole series. They looked like a team. They looked like, hey, we got beat down. Yankees put belt to ass second game, just straight up. And the Orioles responded. And it seems like when they play like a team and they just having fun, they brought the sprinkler back. Like, when they are calm, having fun, and ready to play, this team looks like a team. And the starting pitching, when it's not terrible, the Orioles are a good team. It just hasn't been there the whole season. And we've been waiting for that. Kyle Gibson had the best response. He said, hey, teams have bad months. Our bad month just, happened to be in it. It sucks. Like, he addressed it. And I think the more we see that, and the more positive Mateo running out there and being like, hey, I don't care what happened. I'm gonna have my guys back. That's what we need more of. They've been missing a clubhouse leader, somebody to be like, yo, we need to get this going. This is a big game. Let's do this. This what we here for. They were missing that. And I think, a lot of fans, Yankees fans, calling Kjerstad soft. Bro, if somebody lands on you and then pushed off of you, you gonna be mad. Like, I've had that situation happen to me when I was playing like in like T-ball, not T-ball, but like literally that stuff is happening and you get mad. Like when you're in that situation and you have that history, you're gonna be mad. Saying that soft is stupid. Like that's just dumb. And it makes no sense. The benches didn't need to clear it all. It was a huge overreaction. But that's baseball. It's been like that for years, man. Like they don't ever fight. They just run out there and they're like, oh wow, it's a big deal. Like, man, sit your ass back down. But I think just they needed this series. They could take this and get back on track, but they have to. They gotta execute. You gotta play a good Royals team coming up. Might be there later today. It's 3 a.m. I was reported late, but you know they got a hard series coming up. But this could be the start. They could be back. That's why it's good in the title. Like this was huge. You had a little bit of a close game to start. You got beat real bad. Then you had a close game with you having to back your teammate. Like this really could gel this team and be what they needed. It seems like they're closer. That whole family thing. It seems like they tighten it. So I think that this could be the thing, but we need to see it. Like we need to see it in action. Like Mark will sit here and be like, "Oh, they bet because they beat the Yankees." Man, we always seem to get games from the Yankees. Even when we sucked, we would always get a couple games, or it was like or series. Like it happens. But point being, like you have to understand that it's now time to go work. Like this is the jolt, but now let's go execute. Let's start playing good baseball. The Yankees didn't play good baseball, and that's why we beat them. Just point blank, period. There were so many plays during that whole series where I'm like, man, that's just bad baseball, and that's what we were doing. And that's kind of how, as a lot like the Dodgers said, and it seems to be true even this season because the Orioles, I feel like, just proved it. To beat the Yankees, you just have to play clean baseball because they will make the mistakes. They have the bats to recover, but if you're playing clean baseball, they can't recover. So that's the take from it. And I think that's why they're putting up so many runs is because they kind of play, you know, not so clean baseball and then just hit their way out of situations. And it works. They're first in the AL East. Like they're doing their thing. So but I think that's why the Orioles beat them. A lot of people are shocked, and I just feel like I wasn't that surprised that I know I'm surprised that they took the series, but I'm not surprised that they got a game. I think that they just played the same game twice. They made mistakes in the first game, didn't make second mistakes in that second game, and the bats were hitting 15-3 win, and then you lose the next one. I think that Yankees fans would probably agree that it wasn't clean baseball, and their defense on the Orioles in clutch situations. Like Mullins robbing a home run in game 1 was crazy. So, I think this could be the thing for the Orioles. You just beat a team that's better than you. You just beat them. Now you can go play a team where, they were really good. They were in a slump. Now they're getting back to being really good. Hopefully you're getting better and you can have a real fight, take another series at home in the yard. Like this could be a spark. You're going into May, new month. Like this is very possible that they could turn it around. So I'm hoping that they do. Last time I said that I was hoping that they was going to win. We got swept. So hopefully that's not the same thing. Anyways, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button below for more Baltimore sports. And yeah, hopefully we will see you in the next one. Peace.